Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Track and Field Business. And of course, tonight I am still in the athletes' corner. Yes, you know me already, not leaving out the athletes. I'm still in the athletes' corner. And tonight with me is the outstanding Danny McFarlane. Quarter miler and hurdler. I call him the quarter miler hurdler. So what it means for me is that he is a quarter miler and he's also a hurdler. And of course, I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking. I'm just going to go right ahead and bring Danny into the conversation. And of course, we're going to be having an exciting chat tonight with this outstanding Olympian and it is a lot, and I'm as I said before, I'm just going to make Danny do the talking. So thank you guys for joining us wherever you're joining from, wherever in the world you are, whether it's morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to Track and Field Business. And as I said before, we are still in the athletes' corner. So here we go with Mr. Danny McFarlane. Danny, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Heather.
Welcome, Danny. Danny, one of my
Yes,
favorite
yes,
people,
yes.
one of my favorite athletes, I should say. Danny McFarlane,
Right.
welcome. And tonight you are in the spotlight, you're in the hot seat, and we're going to talk about things. But before we get into the seriousness of things, let me just say, um, hello to everyone on the live. Already, the live is blowing up. There's Latoya, there's Sandy, there's BJ. Thank you all for joining. Alicia, thank you all for coming in. And remember, guys, to like and share and subscribe because I want this content to go out for people to know about our athletes, know who they are, know about their contribution towards our rich track and field legacy. Kino, big up yourself. I see you. Thanks for coming. Danny, right
Yes.
into it. You're the man of the hour.
I like
Danny, I want I, I
that.
I'm glad that you like that. Danny, I want you to tell me who is
Mhm.
Danny McFarlane? Who was Danny McFarlane as a little boy? Let us talk about you as a little boy, where you grew up, which parish you hail from, and
Right.
just tell me a little bit about your childhood.
Well, originally from a Rockabessa St. Mary. I,
Another Saint Mary man.
for real, yeah. A Rockabessa St. Mary. And what happened, I went to, at the time, was a Rockabessa Secondary, they call it. Now I think it's called a Rockabessa High School. And I was first playing football and cricket. Never worry about track and field, just playing. And but as you know, as a boy in Jamaica growing up, we never have like all of these game stuff. So we play a lot of stocky, Jamaican thing. We chase each other around, and kind of figure out I can run. And me and like a friend and I, two friends, we kind of put in a bet, say, hey, who can run on the cross country team? So I started running cross country in 10th grade. And then from there, I was playing football so good. I got a scholarship to Ocho High School at the time, because at that time, Ocho High School just turned into high school. So they were
So
recruiting.
you switch from Arakobesa to Ocherias High.
Yes,
Okay, go
yeah,
ahead. Yeah. Mhm.
yes, because Arokobesa was a secondary school, and then Ochoas was Ochoas Secondary, but they switched to Ochoas High School, and they were playing like in the Costa Cup and stuff like that. So they need athlete. So I'm one of the persons they recruit to come and play football for them. And when I play football, I used to play football and then run on the track team. And then I find out like, hey, track is what working out for me the best. And
S-
go ahead.
So who was your inspiration? Was there anybody that you saw that you
Oh,
idolized from
well,
before your time?
the person I idolized passed away, which was my, I kind of, you kind of catch me with this one, Edda. You know, I don't really talk about him a
It's
lot
okay. You don't have to, honey.
because
You don't
no,
have to.
it's all good. We here. I'm just gonna let it out, but it's really kind of emotional for me. It was my big brother named Leighton
Oh,
McFarlane, and
oh,
I
I'm
grew up.
sorry.
Yeah. I grew up looking up to him like big time, like everything. He was the person that guided me. He was the person I watched, and he passed away 2000 when I was at the Olympic from
Oh, wow.
diabetes, and nobody told me about it until the Olympic finish. I found out, and
I'm s- I'm
it was
so sorry about that. My condolences. You're giving me chills right now.
so that's the person, and um, it never like I never really talked much about it because my parents, my mom, she understand that once we start to talk about him, I kind of get. So, all right, there you go.
Okay.
I'm a cut.
Okay.
I'm
All
a
right.
cut. I'm
So
a cut. I'm a
yeah,
cut.
yeah. Let's cut from there. Let's go
Yeah.
back to Ocho Rios High School now. Tell me about high school and competing at Boys Champs.
Well, Ultras High School. I went to Ultras High School after we were. I started compete for Ultras High School, and actually, Boys Champs. When I went to Boys Champs, uh, I was actually scared at the time because I grew up in the country, and all I know, um, everybody look up to the Kingston school is the dominant school, and you watch them on TV and they're running so fast. So my first time entering into that space was kind of really scary for me. Um, but I remember running my semifinals because what happened, I went to character trials the same year, and I went there. And when I went to character trials, I win my eats, and they put a different guy in the finals. Different
Oh wow.
ultra guy. Yeah, they pick a guy. Honestly, I think it was a setup. I think the guy, the man was, I think, Latimore. I think that's his name. Up to this day, I can't forget. And I remember me and him hold a serious conversation. And I remember Victor Thomas, we call him Poppy, he coach up here now. In Victor Thomas was there, and Victor Thomas at the time he was at is it St. Andrew Tech? Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
stats?
stats. You have
Yeah.
stats, yeah, which is St. Andrew Technical High.
Yeah. He was there, and I remember he came over to them and said, no, it's this guy. This is the guy. And they didn't put me in. And I remember talking to them, and they give me their word. They say, if you come to the championship and you finish in the top four, we will take you. All right. I came to the championship. The semifinal, I finished fourth, end up in the finals, and run the hardest I can because I kind of see that this is what gonna put me out there. Run the
Which
hardest as I
event?
can.
Which event was this?
Oh, the 400 meter, the
Okay.
400 meter.
Okay.
So I finished in that 400 meter. Um, I finished third. I finished third, and I was so happy because I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make the Jamaica team now." And it was a bad experience
So
after that
were
time
you
because they didn't
selected?
take me.
They
Yeah, they
still
didn't.
did not select you after
Yep,
they
yep,
gave you their word that we're going to talk about that a little later
yep,
on, as it
yep.
relates to selections and stuff. So I
Right,
want you to remember that thought as we go
right.
along.
Hmm.
So in high school, you competed in the 400 meter for Ocho Rios High,
Ultra
and
high.
yes. And tell me, who were some of your main rivals at that time, if you can remember? Because
Um,
you said that you were somewhat a little timid or a little afraid because it was
yeah, it
Kingston and you're
was.
coming from rural.
Yeah, it was. I remember a guy named Henry. He was from St. Catherine High. This KC guy, he was an Erdlander for Mac. Is it Macrae? Macrae, I think.
Okay.
Uh, there was one from Calabar. Can't remember all of them name, and there was one
Hmm.
from JC.
Okay.
Um, so I'm getting old. I don't remember all of them days.
So let
It's
me
been a
ask
long
you
time.
something. So is it that you were intimidated by these guys?
Yeah.
Explain your fear for me and how you got
Well,
over
well,
that fear.
well. I get over my fear after a time that me just like start to more believe and kind of know. Um, but I get over my fear when I met the man named Mr. Maurice Westney at GC Faster. So when I run at champs, I was running scared just to make the team. I run scared. I was happy that I was in the final. I run scared. And still got a little believe in myself because I said, hey, I beat some of these guys at the character trial. So I was running a little scared. Um, I believe a little. So once that happened, I still don't even think that I belongs amongst these people, And I remember finish up Ochuras High School and GC Foster reached out to me and said they would have liked me to come over there, and I'll tell them, no, I'm not coming. I remember my mom came to me and I showed her the letter and she's like, no, you're going to school. It don't matter. Because I grew up with my dad all this time. Daddy take care of me all this time. My mama come and she said, yeah, you're going. And that's why I end up at GC Foster. And I met Mr. Maurice Wesley. And when I met him at the time, he was leaving to do some study overseas. And he said to me, when I come back, you're going to, my PR before that just was 48. He said to me, when I come back, I'm going to get you run 45. At that time, 45 in Jamaica locally is big time.
Big, big, yes.
Big time. So I
Yeah.
laughed and I laughed because I was like, nah, I'm just going to try to get this education, become a little coach. That was my mindset. And hey, when he came back, I did 1 year at GC doing like the staking CXC class and stuff like that. Um, when he came back the second year, it did make me run 45.
Wow. What year was this? Can
Okay,
you remember?
92,
Okay.
92, 93, 93, yeah, 92. He
Mm.
get me to run 45. And when he get me to run 45, I was from the minute I run 46 low, there's a lot of talking was going on. And he kind of instilled that into me, instilled that I belong here. I'm one of the talented one. And from he instilled that in me. I was like a coward growing up because I grew up as we say in Jamaica, a bad boy. That coming out that country, me, I fight all the time. I'm not scared of nobody on that part, that level. If you come to me with aggression, you're gonna get by the same thing. So I wasn't like scared of physical altercation. You understand?
Oh, you were afraid some man gonna run left you.
I run left my mind, I'm gonna embarrass. And it's just that in that aspect, I never feel like I'm that talented to compete with those guys. That was more. But once he instilled that in me and showed me that, I was like, and from I get over that, I become I put the aggression side with it that I grew up with, kind of use that aggression into track and field. Like no doubt, I'm not scared, and everything just take off from there.
Tell me about the transition period after you left high school and when you had your breakout season. What was the training like for you now that you're closer to Kingston
Well, the training for me, are you talking about at
at
GC
GC?
Fast?
Yeah.
Was tough. I never used to lift weights, and Mr. Weston introduced me to weightlifting. I remember we train in the morning a lot of time. Train in the morning, get our shower, get breakfast, then we have to go to class. After class, I have to go to the weights room. So 3 days out of the week was stuck like that. And I'm talking like a Monday we're running like some crazy 600 and stuff like that. So it was rough. Um, and the easier days was like maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it kind of put me in a more disciplined aspect, and I learned a lot from GC Fast and Mr. Maurice Wesley because of the way he set up the training and what I got to go through in order to make it to the top. So it was tough. I tell people if you want to get there, you can't even focus on the pain. You have to just focus on the journey and what you're trying to accomplish, because the pain always going to be there.
What kind of system did you use to balance the schoolwork and the balance training?
Well, I would say I just develop a routine. You know what I'm saying? So the routine is more likely, hey, wake up, training, shower, breakfast, be in class by I think it was 8:30, do classwork, um, come out of class. No, we have lunchtime at 11. Do a little bit more class, training at 3 o'clock. Um, then after that, shower, dinner, then we go to the go study. So that's the routine and the discipline. No, I'm coming from country. I never used to have that type of system. So because of that system kind of instilled in me, I know when I leave Jamaica and get to the University of Oklahoma, the transition wasn't that hard for me because of the discipline and the routine that I used. You understand? So yeah.
Let's talk about University of Oklahoma. You're coming from high school in Jamaica,
Right.
university in Jamaica, and university abroad. Tell
Right.
me a little bit about how different was America's system to Jamaica's system.
Well, the difference that I see is when I get to the American system and I'm gonna talk about schoolwork and track and food and everything. When I get into the system, the first thing that affect me is how I used to write the papers. Like when I write papers, like certain word, I think we Commonwealth English, yeah, English. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
they have the American way of speaking, and there's certain words that we put in. They would have put it there, and there's certain way we spell a certain word. They might spell it slightly different, and
exactly.
I run into a lot of that. And at first, I was thinking that I was kind of stupid, but then they put me into study hall, and I kind of realized like, no, it's a system. You're not used to this system. So once I start to learn that system, because I tell anybody, my first semester was, even though I was doing the work, it was horrible. My first semester, I'm gonna be honest, they put me in an academic suspension. Like
Suspension. Yeah.
yeah, my first semester. I mean, I make like 1.9 GPA. We should know more GPA. That was like, yo, and they say, hey, you got to get this up. And you start to go to study hours, start to figure out how you write the paper and just put in work and the discipline that you're used to. And you're coming from Jamaica and coming through the system where you have to understand, hey, it's not even a worry about going back to Jamaica at this point. You got to work. You got to make it happen. So by me just putting in that work and my GPA just started to climb, and I was able to graduate from the system. And the food system was kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
Things they eat, how they prepare the food. A lot of time you're like, yo, man, I eat that today. I remember one time.
Man want banana and dumpling and yellow yam.
Yeah, I remember one time I came in the cafeteria and they have a, a crocodile, look, alligator meat. I mean, I said, yo, man, I eat alligator. You feel what I say? So I still find some things to eat. We can always find chicken and stuff like that and find some rice. And I'm not a person big on food. I can eat the same thing for the rest of my life and still be satisfied. So I just find the thing that gotta work for me and make sure I keep in shape. So the food was a little problem at first until I kind of, the weather changed on me. Came up here from Canada. I came from Canada 94, September 94, and it was coming right when it's about to get cold.
Winter.
Yeah, basically about to start. Remember, me a Jamaican. Me never, me travel, but me not used to them lifestyle. Never have the money to buy all of them winter coat and stuff like that. So it was a little bit rough at first, you know. Never see snow before, and you just got to figure out how to deal with it and get a little winter coat and figure it out. So that was different. Never have an easy way to move around in transportation, but we still figure it out, you know.
So how were you able to survive? Were you on a full scholarship?
I was
Did
on
you?
full scholarship, so that's why I
Oh,
was able to. So I mean,
okay.
everything was paid for. So what happened? My scholarship was everything was paid for. I was in and I was in school. Everything was paid for. But and what I get on weekends, they gave us a little stipend, so I could buy because the cafeteria would be closed on weekend. But they give us a check, so we could always buy our food. And I remember at the time I was dating my ex-wife, my first son, um, mom, and both of us was on scholarships, so we put our money together. And she's from Jamaica, so she would cook some stuff and do the thing, you know. So um, even though we never have the cafeteria open, the weekend was even better for me because we'll cook our own food, you know. So that's how we get through that, and we take the bus until I was able to buy a car, you know.
Wow, interesting. But the difference for you than, for many or for others is that some people, some people are on a part scholarship, some people are on a full
Right,
scholarship like yourself. So
right,
you had to do everything in order to maintain your GPA average,
right.
or then you would have a problem with your scholarship. But tell me a little bit about the collegiate system,
Well,
the NC system.
okay. First, let me say this. When it come on, like, if you for a track athlete, if you come up as a track athlete, right?
Hmm.
For the most part, and say you're not performing good in track and field, because I hear people throw that out. If you're on a full scholarship and you're not performing in say your track is not up where it's supposed to be, they can't just cut your scholarship like that once you're doing good academic. So I'm always tell people that, like, you know, because some people tell them like, hey, if you're not running good again, they will cut your scholarship. Well, what I know of, like Division One that I know of, I can talk about because I see it happen at my school. Guys not running up to standard, but they would never cut their scholarship. They finish and graduate because they're international athletes and they're doing good academic. Um, when they come on the NCAA, you talk about NCAA competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
NCAA competition to me is one of the best competition you can get to prepare you for professional.
I totally agree with that statement, Danny.
I honestly
Yeah.
do. Because there is a lot of stuff you learn. You learn to compete. You learn how to run the race. You understand the event before you become pro. So um, now, and every, everybody can do whatever they want to do. But I'm always figure this, and I always say this. For me, education to me is the A plan, and that track and field is the B plan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always feel like you want to maximize both of them at the same time, but you rather to fail at athletics more than fail at the education, because I can tell people, I know a lot of people that wasn't good in track and field because of their education is doing really good. Nurses, they do really good. You know what I'm saying? So um, the NCAA system, what it teach me how to compete, teach me how to compete. I learned stuff from my coach, JD Moore. That man believe. When I moved from Mr. Wesley, he was the man that took me under his wing because I came here just me. You know what I'm saying? So he teach me everything. He make sure I was all right. He teach me how to compete. And what we usually do, it teach me something about how we run the 4x4. And I bring that to our 4x4. But they already know to run 4x4. Davy and Gregory, they already know to run
Because they
that.
all went through the same system that you
Right.
have gone through.
Right. The person that we used to lead off with, I know I might be jumping
You know something,
too
Danny?
fast,
Hold
but
that thought. Hold that
yeah.
thought, because we are going to get into those
Right.
relay running, because you are from an era where relay I did uno thing. So we're going to
Yeah.
come into that.
Right.
You made your first Olympic team 2000
2000. Right. Right.
Sydney Olympics. Tell me about that Olympic dream that came through for you.
But well, Sid, I was upset because 96 Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
I get sick. I was sick. You know, I get a respiratory tract infection when I was up here, and it was so bad that it threw my training off. So making Sydney was really important to me. So when I get into Sydney, sorry about that. That was the first Olympic for me. It was like I've been to a lot of world championship. I was like a little kid to just know that I'm gonna be an Olympian. And even though I was so happy, I know what the focus was like. I know what we're going there. We know we understand what our mission is. We understand what the country expect us to do. Or I represent the country, and the other guys that make me proudly. We talk about that, So it was really something that I tell people to this day, like, Sydney is one of the Olympic I can't forget because it was my first one,
Yeah.
and because of my brother's situation too. You know what I'm saying? Some
Yeah.
things happen at Sydney, and people ask you if you regret that. I mean, I don't regret nothing. So
Yes,
yeah,
Sydney was a very interesting Olympic Games, because
right.
a lot of things happened there,
A
as
lot
you
of
said.
things. A lot of things.
Even a demonstration within our own
Yes,
team,
yes, yes,
which we're
yes,
going to
yes.
talk about also. But
Right.
yeah, you're right. Sydney has a lot of memories,
Yeah.
a lot of memories. But I'm going to assume that every athlete from there at a junior level, they dream about competing at the Olympics. Was it a dream you had? Was it a dream of yours, or it just happened and you're elated, you're happy?
Well, once I started to compete, and at that level, Olympic was always on my mind. World Championship, been there, done that so many times. So it's always was the Olympic because we understand the Olympic is every 4 years. Not a lot of people get to go to the Olympic. So that was always on my mind. And I was talking to somebody the other day and I said, man, I could have made 5 Olympic because 96, if I wasn't sick, I would have been
Hmm.
on the team. And 2012, I get hurt 2 weeks. I get a little injury 2 weeks before I went to the
Oh,
trial.
wow.
So we were just talking about that. But Olympic is my favorite competition out of all of them.
Yeah, that's a big stage.
That's a big stage. Yeah.
The Jamaica trials, I've heard from so many athletes and I've seen it for myself. The Jamaican trials
Right.
I've heard athletes saying, Ricardo Chambers and many saying, is one of the toughest competition. Tell me about your experience at the Jamaica trials. Is it that you always have to come with your A game?
There is certain Jamaica tribes. I think we don't. In my time, we don't have like the USA the depth, but the top people, you got to come in the A game if you want to be in the top. You have to come in the A game. So me personally, when I was coming to the Jamaica trials, I'm always trying to be ready. I see if one of my best races for Jamaica trials. And if you notice, I run most of my best race at the Jamaica trial, different from when I started hurdle. I started because my mindset was kind of different. I kind of understand it better because I started coaching myself I start to do a lot of more studying. I start to understand when the body to peak, how not to peak, how to maintain the body, what supplement I need to put in, when I need to put it in, when to back up. I start to understand almost everything when I start to hurdles. That's why I was so dangerous as a hurdler, because not that I was a better athlete, but I was more prepared mentally because
Yes, man, we're going to talk about that race. But before we go any further,
right.
um, Lizzie on the live, she's saying Jamaica Trials is like a mini Olympics. You have to come with your A game. And I agree with you, Lizzie.
Yes.
And earlier, Xavier made a comment where he said, Danny, I heard that young athletes said that some of the they actually agree with you when you said education is the A plan and
Right.
not the B plan, because for some people maybe sport is the A plan, and if that
Right.
doesn't work then they go to education. So
Right.
Xavier was just saying he has heard other people. But going back to the trials,
Right.
as Lizzie said, mini Olympics. Talk to me about trials, Danny. You said that you save one of your best race for the trials, and I don't think you're the only one.
Yeah, because the trials. Now, when you're trying to get to the big stage, you got to get through the trials. If you don't get through the trials, you're not gonna get where you want to go. So, and if you look and notice, like even now, the most of the guys them that are females that make the team, they run real fast at the trials also, because trial is so competitive. Like you have to come with everything in order to make the team. So I look forward, and and just the fact that I'm home, I'm in Jamaica. I just like when the people. I like compete in front of the crowd. I like to embrace the crowd, and as time go on, and I could get more time to be on the here, the crowd was embracing me more because they kind of now understand my personality behind my running, not just see me running out there when I'm hard acting tough and stuff like that, So I love compete there, and I like to, so I can walk up to the people them and take picture and talk to them and just vibes with them. I love that.
Going back to the trials a little bit, when
Yeah.
you line up in that final and you see people like Davian Clark, when you
Yeah.
see Gregory Horton, those guys, tell me what is going through your mind, Danny, because it is only the top three that can go. When you see those guys, tell me what kind of meds, tell me how you have to
Well,
be preparing yourself
well,
for the race.
well, I think Davian and Gregory and all of them, I think we understand each other so much because we've been doing it. So I could say, oh, Davian gonna go out hard. So sometime I'm in the race, okay, Gregory gonna go out and then Gregory gonna come. Gregory gonna make a move from the 200. So I used to study them too. And I guess they do the same thing to me. So I'm not so much worried about what they're gonna do more than me focusing on what I need to do. And
Exactly.
I think they were on the same level. And we were cool. Like we know say, yo, if we don't make the top three, hey, we're still gonna be on the relay. And we cheer on each other, and that's what we love. Like up to this day, I mean, I can pick up the phone and call Gregory, I can call Davian, and I mean, we can just talk, it's not like, nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
so that's good. I mean, enjoy competing with them.
You are one of the fortunate ones. You medal at the 2000 Olympics, your first and your favorite, and you medal 4 years after at the
Right.
2004 Olympics. Tell me about that achievement and how you felt coming home with something around your neck.
Well, as I said, the Olympic medal, the first one. Honestly, I was a little bit disappointed in that 4x4 because Bahamas. No, it was Nigeria that run on the inside and beat me to the line. And because I was focused on Chris Brown, my good friend Chris Brown, focused on him and Bahamas so much. But still, we were still happy to get that medal, and so that was a big part of my track career to get that. And I was also in the 400-meter finals at that time, and you know the funny thing, I was talking to somebody the other day. The 400-meter finals, you look at all of the men in that race. There's only 3 people in that race never tested positive for drugs. It was me, Gregory, and Michael Johnson.
Oh my God.
And I look back, no disrespect to the man now. I'm just
Yes, I
saying,
understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we have never in our life, you understand? And I look at all the other finalists, them, they get tested positive somewhere along the line. And I was laughing about that. But good race, enjoy
Yes.
that.
Indeed, indeed. But this is my favorite part. I like to talk about you guys, accolades, and what you have done for the country, what you have done
Right,
for the sport. I mean, you have gone to 2 Olympics and you've medal at 2 Olympic Games.
right,
um 5 World Championship. You medal at 5 World Championship: 1995, 1997, 1999, 2001, 2003. Who does that? World Indoor Gold Medalist 2001, and you won double bronze
yeah,
2003. Pan Am Games gold
yeah, yeah,
medalist
yeah.
1999. Danny, you switch from the 400 meters and
Hmm.
move on to the 400-meter hurdles. What influenced that switch that
Okay,
gave you that silver medal at the
right.
Athens Olympic Games in
I
2004?
I switched that. I mean, a lot of. I mean, when I was much older in my career, and I switched because at the time we run in the 400, and I think the 400 pace was leaving me, and um, my son. I remember my son Sway. We like, hey, Sway was on his way. I mean, it's just before Sway on his way I made the change, but we kind of knew we are gonna start a family. And so I made the switch, and my ex-wife at the time get pregnant, and I said to myself, like, yo, this have to be it. Because I'm feeding him. And I'm feeding him good. So when I made the switch, my whole vibes, and then I look at the guys then, I just feel like they're not faster than me, they're not stronger than me. Only thing I got to figure out is how to hurdles. And I said to myself, hey, I'm gonna do this. And nobody believed in me though. That's the funny thing. It's only
Who
one
who
person.
coached you though to learn the hurdles so quickly? You coached yourself?
Yeah, one person believed in me. Not even my wife at the time. I tell Gregory this before. Not even Gregory believed in me. Nobody
Because
believed me.
Danny, what that was a big switch, Danny. That wasn't a normal switch
Right.
at that
And
point of the games.
I think they were more worried about me. Like, I don't think they're more worried like if you're gonna mess up somewhere, they're more worried about my success more than my failure. You understand? So like, yo, you are run this more like the work on this and see if it can perfect the 400 more than switch to something that basically so tough to do. But the coach JD Martin, I remember talking to him. I said, Coach Martin, because he used to coach me to 400, and when I'm making the switch, he left University of Oklahoma and he's kind of lived like 45 minutes away from me, and he said to me, he think that's a good switch for me. He worked with me. I'm a good runner. I'm mentally tough. I know the events. And he said, if I need him, I just call him. But he wasn't gonna be able to drive back and forth like that because, you know. So what I did, I made the switch. I went up with him, and he gave me a tape of Nehemiah. He's a 110 hurdler for America back in the days. So I took that tape and I watched that tape. I watched how to start early, and I just start early. I start slow, I got an indoor facility here at the University of Oklahoma. I put hurdles in there on my easy days. Go over, hit, lead with the knee, bum, bum, bum. Then I start to go faster and faster. And then I just start to run to the hurdles and just, hey, I'm going over this.
Listen me, Danny. Let me tell you something. 2004 Athens Olympics. I was in front of my TV cheering, "Go, Danny!" I mean, it was
I love that. I
crazy.
love that. I love
Let me
that.
tell you, we came back home with gold medal from the ladies, but Danny, you were the
Yeah.
talk of the town. I swear,
Yeah.
you were the
Yeah.
talk of the
Yeah.
town.
And I did feel it when I come back to Jamaica. But with that switch though, when I made that switch, I still got to study the event. I got to study stride pattern. I got to study when to move. I got to study a lot of athletes. So it took a lot of work, but I was motivated by because my son was on the way and I have to do it, you know. So and when I get that medal, it's like it never really hit me really until I started to get all the calls. Like my phone when I was over in Athens started to blow up, like everybody calling me. And I was like, yo, and Prime Minister, Jamaica, just people calling me and the embrace from we get from the Jamaica public was beautiful.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes, yes.
Danny, you have a big heart. I swear, you have a
Yeah.
big heart to take on that obstacle race. Not the sprints, but I mean 400 meters. Let me
Right,
tell you,
right.
man, you were the talk of the town. You were like a new kid on the
Yeah,
block, and you
yeah.
delivered for us, and you stood on that podium, and you did well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Fitness and injuries. I've never
Right.
heard injuries call with your name. How were you able to stay injury free throughout your career?
Well, I think what I do, for me, um, I remember I had this guy that do strength workout because I was worrying about, hey, I need to get a little stronger, and he showed me some stuff. Because the weight room play a major role in me not getting injured a lot. Uh, my diet, my vitamin, as I say, I become so good at those stuff. Like certain things I don't put in my system. I go to bed, I rest. Um, you could never get me drink like milk. If I'm drinking milk, it got to be certain type of like almond milk, certain type of milk. I never fooled with white rice, I just try to eat everything, brown rice, this, that, and have my, just vitamin and stuff that I do. So I think that's what kind of, and plus, I'm from the country, run a lot of hills back then from
Mm-hmm,
Jamaica
mm-hmm,
in the
mm-hmm.
country. So and I think the food, I always say this a lot. I think the food that we grew up eating in Jamaica, it's also help. And
Yeah.
uh, uh, uh,
Authentic, real food. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
real food, real food. So I think that's what keep me healthy. And when I started to get injuries, when um, 2011, 2010, I started to feel a little thing here and there. And 2012, I was hurt. I get hurt.
Doping. How were you able to stay clear of those things? Did you have someone watching your food, reading everything that you eat? How were you able to stay far from that
It
area?
it was me doing a lot. I have an agent. My agent was a good agent, and I tell you, Mark Black was my agent at the time. He was a good man. So I used to like if I'm gonna take something, I would like send it to Mark. Like, yo, Mark, check this out for me. Make sure this is good. I would do my research myself, but then I run it by him. Is this cool? Is this good? Make sure. And he said, but like, yeah, that's good. You're good to go. So Mark was when it come on and like run my vitamin part to somebody. I used to check with him a lot to make sure that, and I always have the doping list too, and I look at it. And anything, if I'm taking a look at the ingredients, I go down all of these stuff to make sure these ingredients are not involved in none of this. Um, it come on for me whenever I go places. If I'm eating, if I'm drinking a water, I don't leave my water open. I don't leave it around nobody. If I use my, for example, if I'm warming up and forgot my water by my bag when I come back, I'm not drinking that water. I open a new one.
You were very
Yeah,
careful.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I noticed, I've been observing over the last few years that a lot of athletes are not getting banned anymore so
Right.
much for substances. What they're getting in trouble for is um
Where about?
whereabout violations. Tell me about that, Danny. What is your thought on that? Why is it that so many athletes are being called out on whereabout violations?
Well, for me, I, I just gonna tell you what I used to do, and I think it's simple because I think because some people is saying it's the whereabout people. They do the right thing. It's the whereabout people lying. So I definitely don't want to get into that because I don't
Mhm.
really know who is lying. But
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you oh, I used to do mine. They give us a list. They would tell us like, hey, if you're gonna be here, you gotta give them there. Your training time, where you gotta train, all of that. I used to give them that. No, you can always update your whereabouts. So if I'm here and I got an emergency, and it's happened to me before, like I have an emergency, like I'm talking to you now, and I say, oh, I got to go to New York in the morning, and I have a flight book. I'm doing my whereabout right there. Boom, 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 whereabout, bomb, send it. I got an emergency. This is the flight number. I'm leaving here. I'm supposed to be here at this time. This is the flight number when I get to New York. This is where I'll be training. This is the address.
It is
I'll be
simple.
there from
I
so much
think,
time.
as you said, it is simple, and I think it is simple, but I don't know. It is
And,
so simple. Y-
and what I said, if you get because you got to miss 3 tests within the year, right?
Within the year, right?
So if you deliberately miss 3 tests, if you miss 3 tests, I don't think you can blame nobody. I just
Yeah.
be honest. You got to
Yeah.
put some blame on you. You
Yes,
feel me?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I mean, we all have smartphone and all these gadgets and internet and data. You
yeah,
just
yeah,
bam, 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 and you update
yeah.
a system.
I,
Maybe I am thinking it is easy, but it's not easy. But based on what you're explaining, it's not
I
hard
think it's
to
easy.
do.
I think it's easy. It was easy for me. Yeah, and I'm not no scholar. So it's easy for me. I remember they have more, as I say, social media, more technology now, make
Yes,
it
they
much
have
easier.
everything at their fingertip. Someone from track and field talk is saying. So that being said, then persons who are having whereabout problems, is it negligence on them? I think it is negligence.
I said that. I said that. And with
Yeah,
no
no
malicious
malicious
intent.
intent, right?
It's just yeah. Because you can't tell me that you at this age and doing all track and field and been in it so long and you get three warning, like 2 warning, and you still end up getting third one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
within the year. Because
Within the year,
even if you get two, you got to find a way out to don't get the next one until that roll up. You understand me? So
exactly.
I can, unless the people are lying on them and they can prove that. Feel
Yeah,
me? Yeah.
something I don't know. It sounds simple to me. The process sounds very
And
simple, and I hope going forward more athletes will get it right.
and I'm gonna say this too because everybody's human. Some of
Mm-hmm.
those people that is coming to do the test might play games. They might have their ulterior motive too. So we can also look at that too. You
Yeah, there are a
understand?
lot of things to
But
look at.
but
Yeah.
but if you do your right thing and have your paper trail, let's say paper trail is always important. They can't
Mm-hmm.
beat
Your
paper trail.
receipts. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have your paper trail, I mean, I work at my job and they will tell you if you think something going wrong, better for you to get a paper trail on this person. Don't even make no sense to talk to the person too much because it's your word against the person. But if you keep that paper trail, then you're protecting yourself.
I hope we see better going forward because I've been noticing it for the last few years that athletes are not being banned for positive
Right.
results anymore. It's we're about, and
It's where about.
it's kind of weird, it's very weird. But
Right, right.
Danny, retirement, when did you know when it was time to walk away from track and field?
Um, I mean, I was gonna do it 2011, and so I did kind of start figured out 2010, 2011 because I was in good shape, but because of my age, I find out I wasn't recovering as good as I used to. So even when I do the rounds at the championship, I'll be feeling good, but I'll be running the semi-final. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good. Then come back for the final, the body's not firing how it's supposed to. Do my study, doing the reading, it take a little longer time to recover. And now I start injury start to creep in on me. So and I was older. Remember, I retired at 40-year-old.
Wow,
So me push it
beautiful.
to the limit. You understand?
Hmm.
So I knew it was coming, and I was prepared, and I was
Good.
starting to prepare myself from a little while back when retirement come. We be all right and still can survive good, like I'm still running
Survive.
track
Good.
and field. Yeah,
Yeah. I follow you on social media and I see where I see
yeah, for
where
sure.
your son is in track and field. And are you his coach? Where is Danny these days? What are you working on?
Well, I have two sons. One is playing American football. He was a basketball player, but sometime
Mm-hmm.
now he's at a school. Actually, he's playing on Saturday. He's gonna be playing football on Saturday. He's a bigger one. He named Sway. Um,
Okay.
um,
Congrats.
yeah, yeah. Thanks. So him now. I used to post him a lot too. He's the one with the dread. His ear kind of look
Mm-hmm.
like go cool, kind of lighter skin one. Yeah, yeah. So he now is at a school and getting ready. They like him, and I'm a proud daddy with him. So now I have the little one that taking track and field serious, and I tell people this little one is special. He's 16-year-old, just turned 16 in June. He's 6'2", 175 pounds.
Wow.
He's a little bit taller than
Sounds
me.
sounds like he's a quarter miler, Danny.
But guess what? No, but guess what? Excelling the 200.
The 200, well, super. We
He's
need that.
quick.
I hope he will be wearing the black, green, and gold, Danny.
Well, we have to hold. Hey,
I
listen, I
know,
would
I
have
know.
loved that. I would have loved that. But
Yes,
there's certain things got to change because me and
yes,
a man not gonna
yes.
play with
And we're
my
gonna
kid.
talk about it. No,
Right, right,
I'm glad you said that. Let us segue into that now. Track and
right,
field business. The World Championship just concluded in Budapest. What are your thoughts on the championship, especially as it relates to Jamaica? Because there are some specific questions that I want to ask.
right.
What you think about the championship?
I love watching the championship. As I say, or before we get into those questions, I enjoy watching. Shelly tried to come back. I enjoy Sharika. Like I would love her to break the world record. You know, I love what the man do in the hurdles, even although he never get a medal, but and the 400 guys. So we have some really good new people that popping up, which I love. Um, the the person that I think though in the hurdlers, the female hurdlers, is Knight. I think if she look real speedy. I think if
Yes, Antoinette Knight. Yeah, yeah,
she don't understand the event as yet. If
yeah.
she understand the event, even though I like the other people, if
Hmm.
she understand the event, I think she gonna be really dangerous because she seems like
Yeah,
she got the foot speed, but she
she
don't know
does.
how to do the transition
Yeah,
and she don't know how to make the move and she just running wild like she's still learning the event.
yeah, she
But
does. Because if you watch her first 300 meters, super.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she got to know the energy system, how to deal with the energy system and how to move with the energy system. And I think she lacking that. So hopefully eventually she will get it together. But it was a good, disappointed with
Hold
I
on, guys.
just
We okay.
yeah.
He's back. He's back.
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
I'm a little bit disappointed in the man 4x4. I just think at this point, with all of these guys running so fast, the Jamaica record. Because me
Yeah.
and Davey are not talking about that. We're thinking the Jamaican record. We were cheering for the Jamaican record to go. No, it's been there too long.
Before we get to that,
Right, right. Let me answer your
track
question. Yeah,
and
go ahead.
field. Before I ask my question, someone in the crowd, track and field talk, is asking, "What are your thoughts on Rashawn Clark? He's a youngster that ran in the 400-meter hurdles. Your event."
Right. I did an interview. I was on with Bruce James and Bridget Fast, Hilton, and some other
Oh, on
guys.
TVJ.
I guess, yeah. And
Mm.
I told him even before he run, I said, this man running like he understand the event already.
And he's just
So
19.
yeah, he makes some mistake in the semifinal, and even like with that he run fast. I know for him coming back in the final was gonna be difficult because I understand what effort and energy he putting in, and he's so young, and the recovery of the body. I was worried about that. Uh, but he's running like he understand the event already. So I think with certain things, clean up certain more hurdles. I think he's gonna run 46, and I think
He's only going to get better from here, I think.
he
Yeah.
just once he stay focused and
Yeah.
don't get a big head and just just be
Don't lose.
solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he'll be
Yeah.
all right. Good kid.
Thanks for that for Latoya. Our athletes continue to do great things for the country, especially
Right.
when we started at the Olympic Games back in 1948. And in your opinion, do you think as a country we're evolving or growing the sport in terms of administration? I'm
I,
not talking
I,
about the athletes because you guys have done your part, you continue
right.
to do your part, but as do you think we're
Well,
growing?
no, I think what we're lacking. I think I'm a touch. I can touch on both the J3 and the Olympic. I think there's too much friendship. I think that we got to look for the right people. There are certain things that you can have people go as coaches. Uh, 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 they never compete at certain level. So a lot of time, that aspect of it is missing. You might go on a lot of team, and you know how to go on a team and put in a paperwork, which all of us can do. But do you understand what the athletes go through? Do you understand how to set up a relay? And for example, I mean, I'm a straight shooter, and I always tell people, I 4x1, for example. I from day one, I was saying Elaine was supposed to be on that once I see the race. The reason why I was putting Elaine on that too is because she's a veteran. She showed that in the semi that she ready to run, and it's also a mind game. It's intimidated to the next team when she's standing up out there. Now, if you got no disrespect to none of the athlete that run, but if
Mhm.
you have a Elaine running, I'm gonna just throw out a figure. I running a 1090, and the next girl running a 1088. In a relay, I'm gonna go with Elaine because it's more mental. Because mentally, she gonna intimidate the next person because you know what she already accomplished. And then once they see that sign, so it's also strategy and mind game to win stuff. The 4x4, I'm upset already. I put it on it. I say to them from day one, if you're running a 4x4 with the guys, you know when earth you put the hurdler on the second leg. The second leg is a fire leg. You need somebody who's gonna get out, who gonna run fast, who understand what that is. You're gonna use a 4 hurdler, third leg. third leg. That's a maintenance leg. Give him time to settle in and then make his move. These guys, a lot of strategy involved in when it come on to really. Um, so I think
And
that they need,
Danny, it goes
yeah,
back to what you said earlier when you spoke about the collegiate system that is one of the best system in the world too,
right,
because it helps to prepare athletes for what is to come. And when you look at America, and we have to go give USA track and field their props,
yeah, yeah,
they know how to win relays,
yeah,
whether it is sprint relay, whether it is 4x4 mixed relay,
right,
it doesn't
right,
matter. They can put a college team out and they
hmm,
win that gold medal. They study. I
yeah.
think they study the event and they try to figure out where people's strength lies and put them where their strength lies. Your thoughts?
And that is true. And I hear I listened to I don't know if it was Maurice Wilson or the next guy. Somebody said that they didn't want to put out the team too early because America would build strategy how to compete against them. See, that's the problem. You can't worry about what America gonna do.
Do what
You
you
gonna
need
make
to do.
you gonna make you got to make America worry about you. So you supposed to operate. I'm the big man in this. Whatever we put, we know what we put in. We put this firepower here. So the problem is America can manipulate what you do. You see what I'm saying? So America might say, yeah, we'll put this here. Oh, they're gonna do this. And we know how to beat them that way. You understand what I'm saying? You got the right piece, you gotta put the right piece. But America, what they have about us, they send a lot of athletes that been there, done that. So when you've been there and done that, you understand. It's really important when you can look at the athlete and understand what the athlete is going through. It's really because you've been there, done that. You understand me? More than somebody who might look at the athlete sitting over there and keep messing with the athletes or saying certain things when the athlete just want to be left alone. You know, it's
when when
yeah. Go
I
ahead.
look at America, I've been watching track and field for a long, long time. And when I look at how America choose their relay pool, I am impressed.
Right.
I am impressed. They
Yeah.
use I have said to people that Alisa Felix is not a 100-meter runner, but she has been a staple on on the US team at
Right.
the backstretch for her entire career. Listen to this now. Alisa Felix is a 200-meter runner, one of the best
Yes.
America has seen, but you've
Right.
never seen Allison run the curve. Why? She's not a very good curve runner.
That's a
Her
very cool
strength
girl.
is not on the curve. So
Right.
America is very calculating where they choose the people, the right fit, and they put them where they can get
The,
maximum
yeah. Yeah.
performance out of them.
And that is what I I kind of when I watch the 4x1, Shelly get hurt, which kind of hurt us a little bit because I definitely see when she get hurt. Um, but I still think that we'd have been in trouble anyhow. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly feel like uh, see, I don't know what go back behind the scene, and but I can tell you as a person with experience being around female where I'm that so much superstar. No, I'm not saying nothing about it. I'm just saying I've been
Mhm.
around a lot of people that have, and 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 I can tell the 4x1. You got a lot of star. You got Shelly. You got Jackson. You got Elliot. Three big star.
But
No,
Danny, you are appointed to do a job.
yes,
Find the right fit and say, look, this is where you are going to run. So this is
yeah,
what we are going to practice. It doesn't
yeah.
make sense you have all the fastest women in the world and you're losing your 4x1 just like that. When America had Gwen Torrance Florence Griffiths Joyner and Evelyn Ashford. That team never lose.
Right. Yeah, you're
And
right.
those were the fastest women back in the 80s. They did not lose, but you have to put people. Florence Griffiths Joyner, of course, she's a world record holder, and she would have run on the curve on the anchor leg. But when you look at the team that they had,
Right.
they did not lose
Right.
because you have to know how to place people. And I still think that we are not getting the relay right, and it hurts me as a track fan. It
It
hurt me.
yeah, it and there's a lot of politics to it, I can tell. I
We
mean,
have to go get rid of the politics, Danny. I'm sorry.
well, listen, the politics come from, and I always put the J3 in it, and the people them that is going, and the people them people have ulterior motive
Hold that
in a lot
thought,
of it.
hold that thought, Danny. Track and Field Talk is asking a question. How would you set the women 4x1 team to break the world record? To break the world record, you, Danny, and then I will tell you how I'll set it.
Okay, well, listen. The team that, if we're looking at the team that was there, right? Um, I don't know what was going on with Shelly, right? I
She
can't
had
tell what
knee
was.
injuries. She went into the
So she
championship.
couldn't. She never want to run on the turn. I
Right, the
heard.
curve, yes.
Okay. We know, and I don't know about Ilian. I don't know if she have a problem. Well, we know Ilian can run a turn, but we know Jackson can run a turn. I hear there's some problem that Jackson can't take the stick, right? So what I would have do, if just say I'm gonna throw it out there, say everybody good, right? Say
Yes,
say
yes.
say Shelly, I, I'm putting Jackson on the second leg. Maybe now on the third leg. Listen, B. I'm coming with Elaine down that back stretch. I'm leading off with Morrison and I'm anchoring Shelley. The reason why I'm putting Jackson, even though Jackson is versatile, if she can take the stick, Jackson's showing that she's the best curve runner right now. When she compete with these other girls, she coming off the turn first, right? So she's showing that she's the best turn runner. No, we know Elaine moving, when she moving, her problem is getting out the blocks. Once she's moving and get that stick, her top end speed is dangerous.
I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say
Right.
moving. In the sprint relay, the zone has now changed to 30 meters. What I realized with America, I don't know how many people notice, America uses the long zone.
The long zone, right.
Jamaica doesn't.
Right. Right.
Why are we not using the long zone in the relay? Because if you look at the 4x1, Gabby Thomas coming in as the third leg actually run past Sharika
Yep.
and handed the baton to
Yep.
Shakari, who was in the
Yep.
long zone, and she was still safe.
But you're putting people as the coaches who don't understand these games though. They might say, yo, them know it, but I don't think them look out and understand that. You understand me? And I just talked about Gabby. Gabby run the third leg, right?
Before we get to Gabby, your pick was Morrison to Elaine to Sharika to Shelly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Once Jackson can take the stick, just say Jackson can take the stick and pass the stick. Yeah, that's what
we have to go do some work with our relay. A lot of people on the live agree with you. They're saying that they would set up the team just like you, and I would set it up the same way. The only thing is that I would have a pick between a fit Brianna Williams to start, and Morris. But all the other legs are the same.
Yes, I fit Brianna. Okay, see, when we were at World Championship last year and they never run Brianna, I post, you have to use Brianna leader. They did not use Brianna. Now, I fit Brianna, definitely. But because I was going with this pool, the reason why I never used Brianna in this one, because when I look at the splits, I don't think Brianna was fully fit. I think Brianna still try to figure out herself. But if you got to fit Brianna, definitely. Yeah.
But you know something, Danny, you know something, we continue to stick to top four or the top six for the relays, or both the sprint relay and the 4x4. And it's like we're not learning, we're not evolving, because when you look at America is our main rival. And
Right.
when you look at America, 2 seasons now, not just two, but just looking at last year and this year, America used two women on their curve who did not run in their 100 meter, who are two
Yeah.
of the best curve runners in the sport right now, Prandini and Gabby Thomas.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, I don't think Jamaica sticking to the top four. I
We
think
are,
there's,
but if you look at it, we
I think
are.
there's some politics in that because if you look at certain relay, they do what they want to do, what they want to do. There's
When
some politics in that. So I I, I think
you see that
far. I
relay,
think
Danny,
far. Yeah. Go ahead.
Danny, stop a little bit. You see that
Yeah.
relay team? You see that
Right.
relay team that we just had?
Right.
Even Kevona Davis, who is still in high university, would have given us she is a very good curve runner. So
Yes.
why are we not looking outside?
I'm gonna point out the politics though. The third leg person have to run because of certain connection. You have to run. The third leg person was gonna run regardless. That's the problem. I think Willow run whoever he want to run. And yeah, I mean Willow do. I can
We
say this when I look at how Willow keep doing this thing, and I know Willow from a long time because I can say this when in my days when I'm the king of the track off. Willa was when I go to the meeting. Willa was like around me all the time, just trying to sop up all the information and knowledge. So and 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 I see where he's not doing the thing based off principle and how to better the country. I think he's doing things based off his pocket. Because if you're doing things to better the country, no disrespect to Favre, but you know that Favre wasn't supposed to be on that team. She already run the Eats. You can't run her over Hilly. So that's what I'm saying. But if you look at the 4x4 for the man, they
Mhm.
run whoever they want to run. They take out one of the quarter mile and they run who they want to run. If you look at the 4x1, the problem going on, they bring in people that not even didn't make the team. Period. You understand? So he do whatever he want to do because of certain incentive. I'm thinking because
And
I
this
don't see
is
him doing that for
and this
nobody
is a
else.
problem. And this is one of the problem that we continue have. We are not managing. This is showing me that we are not managing, and we do not. I am wondering if we have countries' best interest at heart when we are doing these things. Because I am saying you have um you as the head of track and field in Jamaica, Trees is the head of track and field. Why is it that we cannot, and every time I say this, people say, oh, it can't work and it can't work. Why is it that we cannot have independent coaches for national leagues? And when I say independent coaches, meaning that the coaches that we send for national leagues are not assigned to any of the athletes or clubs or whatever we want. Why is it that we cannot
Well,
send independent athletes, especially for the relays?
well yeah. I think honest. I think and this is some of my opinion, and this is some factual stuff. I think because of the J3, the friendship that they everybody is just friend that's in the system, and they're gonna pick their friend and put their friend in certain position, and they're gonna carry their friend. For example, they would not carry a person like me. You know what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't carry me because I'm a person gonna tell them straight up. This is how it's gonna go. This is how I see it, and this is the best way. Because I'm not trying to make nothing off Jamaica. I'm not trying to get paid. I'm not. I don't have. No, you understand? The only thing I'm there for is to make sure Jamaica get medal. You understand? Like,
And that is the ultimate. That is the
so
ultimate. Isn't that why we go to these championships to win
well,
medals?
that's what it's supposed to be. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of things going on. You
Yep.
have Davian been coaching so long. Davian been around 400, been around this, been around that. He's in coaching. I don't know. Do they ever say, "Hey, Davian, come with us"?
We have so many athletes who are coaching. Even Daniel England. Daniel England is an outstanding coach. Even though he don't want me to say it, but Daniel England is an outstanding coach. We have Karen Stewart who is in coaching.
Right.
Aileen Bailey is in coaching. We have Lastina Golden Clark. Well, I heard that she was there this year. We have
Right.
Ines Turner. We have
We got a lot of people.
we have
We
so
got a
many
lot of people.
people. Why is it that we cannot choose? And I'm not saying you cannot give your friend a job, because I would offer a friend a job, but you better be doing that job.
Well, listen, man. They're not, and I'm gonna tell you this. They're not doing it for the best of the country. They're doing it best for them. No, if you notice the people them that go, Jamaica have so much talent. People got a medal regardless. If you take away all of those coaches, people those they still can go their medal. You understand me? Whenever we were medaling, like our 4x4, the reason why we were so consistent, and we talk about this, I talk about this the other day. So we're Pan American. I don't know if we still got the record for Pan American 4x4. It was 257 something. I remember we and Bertland Cameron getting to it, and Bert cried because the way Bert set the team and try to put it in, we go and say, "No, man, that's not how the team I run. This is how the team I run. Each man we know how this run. And if you run this person here, this is where the problem gonna creep in. So this is that." And we change it. And he was mad, but we changed it, and we set the Pan American record. So you have a lot of people who don't understand what they're doing. I've been
Mm-hmm.
around it. I see
Mm-hmm.
it. You know much time me like, no, you're around this person the wrong place, and can break it down to them why I think so and what gonna happen. And eventually the same thing happen.
I've seen that so many times. The wrong person running the wrong leg. And if I can sit in my living room and see that,
Right.
how is it that you, who's supposed to be the expert or the director or the this, how is it that you are not seeing that
Yeah.
Shellyan, who is injured, who is having knee injuries, the back strip was not the best place for her.
Well, well, I don't know if the box stretches wasn't the best
Danny,
place
I
for
would not
Shelly.
run her around there.
Right, right, right.
I would have put Shelly on the anchor. Shelly would
Okay.
have, if I am setting up that relay team, Shelly
Yep,
would
yep.
have to anchor base. And every time they interview Shelly, Shelly saying, my knee, my knee, my knee. Shelly running the rounds. Why would we
Right.
sacrifice her on the back?
Yeah. I see. Once again, I don't know where the thinking come from.
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
what.
This,
I don't
this
know
thing
what
about
happened between
expert,
them.
this thing about expert keep going around, expert this and expert that. But I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I'm at a loss for words because I don't want anybody to think that I'm attacking. I'm not attacking anybody, but I'm saying, look, you need to get the thing right. It is so
Well,
did any of them went back and watch the tape of the heat? Did anybody go back and watch the tape? America is our main rival.
right.
Anybody really went back and look at that tape and say, okay, so this was what you did, and even though some people don't believe in the splits, it was a split that you did. All right, so I need to do something here or do something there. I don't know. I am just upset over my relay every time, and not because we don't win, but because I think that we're not
No,
setting up the team
I don't
properly.
think that. I don't think that for the last two championship, I don't think they run the right people and run the right
No,
things. I think
and
that one. I think Brianna was missing last year, and I think Ilian was missing this year. And those are the things that, as I said, is a I just think politics might come with this. A lot of politics might involve in it because um, I know the man them. I know who are friend. I know how them think. I mean, I have an idea of how the man them think,
No man, we need to start link
and
out man as sport
people,
track and
you
field
have
fan.
you have people from the outside who are not even on the team have influence in it. And people are going, and people would just go by what them say, because I them friend and them no want certain people run. I never think they put the best interest of the country. A lot of those coaches. Just that's my. I have some factual proof, and some of it is my opinion. And until that change,
Will it ever change though? Will it ever change? I
no,
am
because I don't see it gonna change because the voting system where they put like. If you're gonna vote in God, Gill, and all of them, man, it's our friendship. If you notice, maybe the next president might be a friend of God, Gill. So it's the same system. I've been around the system. I see the system. Me and them bump head every time about the system. I know they were doing it. And the only reason why they embrace me at that point is because you have to, because the crowd, Jamaica public embraced me. So you couldn't do nothing to me. You understand? But no, they would have never embraced me now. They would have never called me and said, hey, this man do so much for the country. Let's honor him differently. Them not gonna really. I mean, they'll put me on a billboard because sometimes it just become obvious when you leave off a man like me. You understand what I'm saying? But because they don't want to deal with me. The president don't want to deal with me because I'm a sure facts. So wouldn't want to deal with me because I'm a point of facts.
I have another Olympian on the line. She competed for Jamaica at the 1980 and 1984 Olympic Games, and she's saying the same thing that you're saying. She said, "I don't think the J3s want to use their Olympians. Why wouldn't you use your Olympians who are all around the world, helping other countries and other athletes to win gold medal, to set world record?"
because
Danny,
not the
Danny, I
best.
don't even know what to say. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to be very politically correct and diplomatic.
But I don't though. I don't have to be. But this deal, like, if you notice, you have people. I see people on the trips already and wearing certain gears already before that I never get. And I have to say, yo, who the people? How them get this? And for example, okay, let me give you an example. Okay, 2011, uh, 2011. I don't. It was 2011. Yeah, I think so. I think the Moscow World Championship. They want to bring me and take
No,
off.
Moscow was 2013. 2011 was Daegu.
It was 2013. No, well, it's one of them.
Yes, yeah.
They want to take me over Roxburgh Cato. And I tell them, I said, no, I'm not doing that. This man earn him spot. They called me up, J3, because at the time I was such a powerful figure in Jamaica. I said, no, what would I be if I'm taking this man's spot? This man work hard. I know what that feel like. I said, I'm not doing that to the man. And who tell me if you tell the man them that? The man them mad. Them not tell me, but the man them mad. And guess what happened? Them still give somebody the youth spot.
So why would they do that? If Kato earned his spot, is it that he did not make the qualifying time?
No, he might have the qualified time. They just feel like he might wasn't running up to standard at a certain point. But they called me way before they knew if the man wasn't gonna run up to certain, because I heard they didn't even tell him find out on his way, basically, that he's not gonna run the fullback. I mean, wasn't gonna be a part of the four hurdles. But those are the things we talk about, how the man them cruel towards youth. And them things they hurt me deeply. Because I'm always somebody, believe that or not, I support the youth them so much. I love to see the ghetto youth, them, the youth, them, when nobody want to just because a lot of these men in the J3, they're kids who never run or jump, nothing for Jamaica can be on the plane and be amongst everybody and enjoying everything. You know what I mean? I said, and the man, well, they will work hard and I sweat, tears, blood. You will take his part and I fly your friend them and family and I put them in a hotel and them can walk around and have and that's why me I was so mad that may send a message to Willow on his Facebook when him tell me to call me when him talk about when the youth said somebody threatened him said they're gonna take away my accreditation. And I said, what? You can't take them on accreditation who work so hard for the country. I don't want to make the man them dead. The man that make them dead.
Yeah, them. Yeah, they selected themselves.
We never like that in the fact that we over there Jamaican and you want to take your man accreditation. So what? Why? I sent the man back at the hotel. The man came and watched the stuff. Why would you want to do that to a youth? Yo, I'm gonna play them game there. I know me kind of get a little bit too much tonight because I'm so upset because I look for my son. And this is what me say. I said this, if a man do that to my son, a man would have to see me. And that's always the thing I'm saying because they hurt me that tears coming out my eye when because me been there. Me been there where they do me so much. And they try to chastise me through the media and try to keep me silent. But wanted I could get to that point, the Most High bless and keep me that I get to that point where they can't stifle me no more. So the public was be able to hear me. I said, oh, Danny cool. And embrace me. You understand? So I really feel bad. But hey, I don't want to get too much.
So let me ask you something, Danny. Let me ask you something. If an athlete did not earn a spot, right? And they're being chosen over someone who earned a spot. You're saying that athlete should...
That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, but we've seen it happen.
Because, okay, can you hear me? So this what happened. When I say to Willow, and Willow, I said Willow threw out that thing, and Willow said, Willow is Maurice Wilson. He said, 4, 5, 6 is up to the discretion. But what he's trying to do, him try to manipulate it a little bit. He tried to twist it. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, based on the rules, is up to the discretion, but only for people who make the team. You understand? So he leave out that key part of it and try to trick the public. You understand? Like he have the right to bring a man in who never make the team. No, the 4, 5, 6 meaning any one of those people can still run on the relay, or you can maybe if somebody that finished third not performing good, him can lose him spot. You understand? But it's not for somebody who never made the team to come in. So you understand me? I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. You hearing me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the rules, they need to look at the rules. They need to be very clear with the rules. The rules are not clear because when I look at the rules, it says the first 3 should be in the relay pool or will be in the relay pool, and then the others are based on selectors discretion. So I am saying you could have a 200-meter runner who did not run in the 100, but because they're very good, are a very good starter or a very good curve runner, so we would include them.
Yeah, because they make the team. Because they make the team.
Yeah.
You can pull people in once they make the team, but you can't pull nobody who never make the team. And that's what he did. He insert people that never make the team. And that person was his athlete. You understand?
This is why I am still going to call for the J3A to get coaches, independent coaches. Even if you don't do it for the individual events, get them for the relay. The relay is very critical because individuals already choose themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, even already state themselves. For the relays, find other coaches that is not aligned to this club and let them do their job.
And I want to shine a light on a little bit of what go down and why I think the people like certain coaches might want to put. And this is something that I know for a fact. A lot of these coaches, like say, I'm gonna say Wilson, right? He coached these athletes, right? That he coached. So if you notice the athlete them that he forced in a certain way is the athlete them that he coaches, right? So all they set up, most of them set up their contract or they set the stuff. So anything these athletes benefit from, they get a kickback from it. So it's beneficial to him if he can push one of his athletes into the pool where he might win some money, because when that athlete get money, he's gonna receive some of that money from the athlete. That's how it works. So never think that they're pushing some of these athletes just because they like them. They're pushing them because it's beneficial to a lot of them.
And this is where the people who are leading need to start. The people at the top, because Danny, you are my friend, and I am running an organization, and I said, I'm in charge of this portfolio. Danny, if you don't do that job properly, then you and I have to work.
Right,
You
right.
have to report to me why is it that this decision, whether we are friends or not, maybe by the time we don't know that, the thing is that, and this is why bias, nepotism, favoritism, all of those things are politics. It's not got done because people don't know how to compartmentalize. People don't know how to separate friendship from business, and this is what I mash up this sport, and this is what is costing us our medals.
Right, right, right. And I mean, as I say, I don't think it's gonna stop until, because
But
this
it
been
needs to stop.
but this been going on forever. I can bet Sandy Richard them days you might used to go through some problem too. I mean, this been, and it's the same friendship stuff.
Danny, I
I
heard
mean,
so many stories. I heard so many
and
stories.
same thing.
And it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Actually, actually, I think it's getting even worse right now because I don't even get, but I just to see them friend. If you friend with them, you get team. The president have to be friend with them. Somebody who is friend, like the next president say, yeah, we're gonna put this one because them all just benefit, benefit, benefit. And
Why don't we regulate coaches that go on national TV?
why because they don't want to do that, because if they regulate, guess who they might end up with? They might end up with somebody like we who understand the game.
But what they need to do, they need to have a pool of coaches. When you have a national team, coach is supposed to apply within a certain time. They have an interest, and then the board, whatever they have, go through, look at their credentials, and say, okay, we're going to choose this person, we're going to choose this person. How can you have the same person going every time you meet the same set of coaches?
Yeah, I don't think they're looking at credential though. I think they are just looking at that what gonna benefit them. That this is my friend. So as I said, there is people that me and them used to be like cool. Like I used to tell about, hey, do this, do that for coaching, do that. And I don't want to call, and
No, you don't have to call me.
the person them no link like that no more, because guess what? And I know the person don't mean me no bad, but the person just can't associate with me like that because I'm like a lightning rod. The J3 I don't want to, if I'm saying, I'm gonna take on myself from this. You feel me? Because we might not get no more trip. You feel me?
And this is one problem that I have. The friend, I keep telling people it's okay to employ your friend, but make sure your friend and do the job. And the thing is, when you talk the truth, people want to silence you, and I see where you don't want athletes to tell their story. I mean,
The trick, the lot of things though. It's just that I honestly think that money have a lot to do with this. Money and trips and as I say, I see so much family. Okay, all right, London Olympic, right? Was my last. I was like, yo, but no, say me and the Danny no more. But it hurt 2 weeks before me go at trials. End up barely missed the third place. Now them always bring alternates, right? So reach out to the man and I say, hey, I know London, a lot of people know me in London. It's just would that be a good vibes in a London? Usually I'm gonna ask, say, yo, only can carry me as reserve. Man like me, the man them not carry me. But guess what? They carry other people as reserve. But Jamaica never know that. I'm gonna keep silent. Them don't carry me, but you will see them friends and you will see them kids in the hotel and you see them kids wearing Jamaica stuff and all of that. You know? So that's how them do it. That's
and
a
then now when athletes talk, everybody's upset. When the athletes tell their truth, everybody's upset with the athletes as if they're not supposed to tell their story. They're not supposed to talk. This needs to change. There's a disconnect between track and field and the fans. Fans are turning out to watch track and field. Why that?
and you keep going in and out a little bit, so maybe you want to check that. So sometimes I don't hear you
Yeah,
everything. Sometimes you keep going in and out, so I couldn't hear the last.
I wonder why. No, I was saying, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was saying sometimes, you know, there's a disconnect between Jamaica track and field and the fans. The fans are not turning out in the stadium anymore to watch track and field. What is it? What's going on? What is it that we're not doing right?
Yeah, I hear in some part, but then you get lower. I hear loud and then you get lower. So I'm not fully getting the question.
All right, how is hearing me okay?
Now I'm hearing you okay.
All right, no, I was saying there's a disconnect between track and field in Jamaica and the fans. Fans are not turning out to watch track and field. Why?
Oh, well, honestly, I'm not even in Jamaica so much to know why. You know, I don't know if they're not marketing it right. I don't know. That's a tough question, you know, for me answer. I haven't been to Jamaica 5 years now.
Yeah, we just, or somebody said my connection is starting to come back. Hang on a minute. I don't know.
You see, the mic keep doing the same thing. I wonder if you hear it.
Yeah,
I hear it right there, so no. But then
maybe it is my microphone. I'm not sure why.
you good right there.
Good right there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but just in wrapping up, I mean, there's a disconnection between track and field and the fans, and we just need to get it right. And Danny, thank you very much for being here. It was again another exciting, and thanks for shedding some light on a lot of stuff. What is your final thought?
Well, first I'm gonna say what with my son, Will McFarlane, he run 22-1 at 15, and he wasn't lifting weights or anything, and I kind of shut him down for the season. But the reason why I say with him coming to Jamaica to compete, I got to watch and see how they change a lot of things. Jamaica, he want to compete for. I'd love for him to compete for Jamaica because Jamaica mean the world to me. But at the same time, I got to protect my kid, and I got to what I'm building right here. But yeah, me personally, when it come on to just like I forgot the question. So we're wrapping up. Like, what was the question again?
No, I was just saying, what is your final thought? I'm getting a feedback, so I'm going to wrap up. I'm not sure why. So I'm just asking you, what is your final thought?
Well, I mean, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that you bring me on so I can share my opinion and some of the facts that I know about track and field, and you know where I've been and what I've been doing, and how I get to where I'm at right now. And it's a pleasure every time I can get a chance to talk to the Jamaican public and kind of educate them about inside a track and field that they can't see and what I understand, and how it's running. So hopefully I shed some light into that, and just understand that no, I'm just here to make sure that to see where the best I can do for help Jamaica and help the youth them, because a lot of the youth them right now them are mislead them, and I think misleading the youth them also gonna create a problem. Like, some people I think it's okay to stay in Jamaica, but some people you got to go, you got to get that, you got to make change, you got to get moved, and then if you want to go back and finish up track and field, you do that. So um, we never touch on that part so much, but
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully, next time. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely a part two. We will do a part two, and because I'm getting some feedback. So, but Danny, thank you very much, and we will keep in touch. Okay, thank you very much.
My respect. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Hey guys, I'm not sure why I was getting that feedback. Oh, somebody was asking if I'm listening to the stream. No, I'm not listening. I don't normally listen. But funny enough, I'm not hearing it now that I'm alone on the live. So I don't know. I don't know. But thank you guys very much for being here. Thank you all. I'm not hearing it now. Everything is, I don't know. So it seems as if you guys hearing me okay? So it seemed as if it was not from my end. It seemed as if it was actually from Danny's end when I tried to talk, because I'm not hearing it. No, are you guys hearing it still? Lizzie said yes. Oh, okay. So the connection wasn't from my end. It seemed as if it was coming from Danny's side. But it was a good interview. Thank you guys very much for being here. Danny did share a lot with us. Thank you guys very much so for being here and being patient. And thank you very much, guys. Marlon. Okay, Marlon said, yep, I want to see some of these people going. I agree with you, Marlon. I agree with you. We need to change how we do things. We need to evolve with the sport. The sport is evolving, and we're not doing anything about it. We're just doing the same thing over and over, and of course we're getting the same. We're just getting the same result. Okay, Marlon is saying he's not hearing. Oh yes, so it seems as if the distorted that you guys were hearing was from Danny's side. Yeah, so it seemed as if it was from Danny's side. But thank you guys very much for being here. And next week, of course, we will have another exciting chat with another Olympian. And of course, I saw her on the live earlier. She was on the live earlier. She will be here next week to tell her story. And I have some outstanding things lined up for you guys. And so join again. Who is this? Me ready for Lizzie, behave yourself. I agree with you though, guys, seriously. And this is a kind word to the J3A. Please, guys, on behalf of track and field fans, we are asking you guys to lead the organization. Please lead it properly, because we're track and field fans. We want to see Jamaica track and field going places, and the athletes are doing their part. So please do your part and clean up these little problems that we're having, and there's something that I am proposing. I am proposing independent coaches for national duties, especially for the relays. Me not stop saying, please, J Trades, find your own coaches for the relays, people who will do the job and have national interest at heart, because that is what we want. Thank you guys very much. Daniel England, big up yourself. Thank you very much for being here. And guys, please, please, see Daniel telling you guys to subscribe and like and share. Thank you very much. Daniel England, another one. Outstanding athlete for Jamaica at the junior level. Thank you guys. Marlon, thank you. Sandy, track and field talk. Kino, Marlene, I saw Olympian Dorothy was on. I saw Olympian Etlin Tate. I saw so many people. Thank you guys for being here. Lizzie, thank you very much. And thank you guys for being so patient, even though we had a little problem in the end. But thank you guys. This is what we're about. Please share the content. I want this information to get out there so that people know who our athletes are, know what they've done, the struggles that they have been through in order to get to where they are. And of course, a lot of them, even though they struggle, but the pride, they continue, and they continue pushing and they keep going. Lataya Clark, thank you very much for being here, sweetheart. Thank you guys very much. And next week, as I said, we will have another Olympian on in the Athletes Corner. Until such time, have a great weekend. Be good to yourself. Good night, good morning, wherever you are, as Latoya would say. Thank you very much. And remember, guys, be kind to someone, anyone. If it's even one person, be kind to someone. Thank you guys very much. Take care. Peace. And remember, one Jamaica, one Jamaica, one Jamaica. You're right, Marlon. And as I was going, Marlon said Jamaicans don't know how to differentiate between being professionals and, yeah, you're right. We need to know how to compartmentalize. And guys, remember, the Diamond League final is this weekend. Thanks, Dave, for reminding us. The Diamond League final is this weekend. And of course, our top people will be out there. And of course, we will see Elaine and Sharika and company in the 100 meter. Sharika will be going for the double. And of course, we will see Elaine. So that 100 meter for women is going to be very interesting. So let us watch. I don't know if we can have a watch party or something. Lati, let's talk about a watch party for Diamond League final and we can have some fun. So guys, until we meet again, take care, be good to yourself and be good to others. Thank you very much. Good night. Good morning.